What's it like to be lonely? Let me tell you, it sucks. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm actually just kidding. It's not that awful being lonely, kind of. Now let me be for real. Honestly, I wanted to make this video because I am from Connecticut. I moved to California when I was 24. I've been here for 2 years and it's been up and down the entire time. There are moments when I absolutely love living in California. I love the opportunities that it's given me. I love that I can experience new things and new people. And then there are times when I've absolutely hated it because I miss being home. I hate missing birthdays and Easter and Thanksgiving and everything else. There have also been times in my life when I've been lonely living at home just because, you know, I was with somebody for 5 years and after we broke up, I'm like, well, I spent so much time with this person, I don't know how to be by myself, and it feels lonely because I don't have somebody constantly texting me asking how my day is or totally involved with everything that I do or making dinner plans. And so you don't even really have to have moved across the country like I have. You could just still be home but feeling lonely. But the point of this video is really that I just want to say, if you are feeling lonely, it's something that I think everybody goes through in life, and instead of running from it, I think that it's important to just deal with it, accept it, because when you're lonely, I think it's a time of growth. When you feel like you only have yourself and you're by yourself and you don't have people to constantly distract you, you don't have people to constantly lean on, that's when you start to lean on yourself and figure out who you are, because you're spending a lot of time alone and you're doing the things that you want and you're thinking about your life. My best tips on being lonely is, like I said, number one, embrace this moment and start doing things that you want to do, because maybe you never really had time to read the books that you wanted, or start going to painting classes or yoga or whatever it is that you like to do. Maybe you never have time to take up a piano lesson and now all of a sudden you have nobody to hang out with. Now is your time to go to that piano lesson, go to that art class, do whatever it is, read up on the things that you like. And I think by doing that, you end up finding other people that are similar. I had people in my life when I first moved out to California that I don't think were necessarily the best people to have in my life. I had this one friend who, he was never disrespectful or mean to me. He was always cool with me, but I would see when we would go out, he would talk to somebody, be really nice to them, and then before you know it, that person would leave and he would start talking poorly about them to me. And I would always think like, oh, well, if you could do that to other people, like, what do you say when I leave the table? So I didn't really like hanging out with him, but at the same time, I didn't really have any friends, so I just kept hanging out with him anyways, and that didn't make me feel good. Also, when I first moved out to California, there was somebody that I already knew beforehand, and we ended up hanging out all the time, and then it ended up turning into this weird relationship dynamic, whatever you want to call it. And although it was a pretty toxic relationship, I was afraid to let them go because I didn't want to be alone, because I didn't have any of my friends or family here, the people that made me feel comfortable. So once I started taking these people out of my life, yeah, I was lonely and I was afraid, but that's when I really started thinking about the things that I wanted. And I started saying, you know, I want to be a happier person. I don't want to rely on other people. I don't want to be afraid of loneliness. I don't want to be afraid of anything. So I started to meditate. I started to read more. I started to just get involved in all these things that I wanted to do. I went on a hike by myself. Like, I would never go on a hike by myself before. I would always need somebody else to go with me because I'm like, well, who am I going to talk to? What if I'm bored? But then I started to say, well, you just go by yourself. And it was actually really nice. I got to the top. I ended up like meditating. I listened to the music that I liked. I went and got my nails done. It was actually really relaxing. And I think that if you embrace these moments more, you start to feel more comfortable with yourself. You start to get to know yourself more. And then you start attracting the people that you want in your life. And you don't hold on to the things that you don't want, because I think it's one thing to be lonely. It's another thing to be dependable on people just so that you're not lonely, because now you're creating more stress and issues in your life. That's my first tip, is just embrace the moment and don't cling on to people, because it's just not healthy. I know that it's difficult to be alone, but you'll be okay if you are alone, and I think that I've been more happy being alone than I ever was with those people. And that's actually a huge surprise to me, because I would have sworn that I would have never made it without them, but you actually do. So if you're feeling lonely, just know that it's okay to feel lonely. Know that it's okay to do things on your own, still do the things you want, and just grow as a person. This is a time for you to figure out who you are and what you want in your life. Also, I would say make time, like in my situation, if you're living far away, let's say you just went to college and I don't know, you went to college far away, you can't see your family or whatever your case is, you took a job somewhere, make time, schedule time, make time, do whatever you have to do, but make sure you stay in touch with the people that matter most to you. Maybe you can't physically be with them, but it's important to still put an effort into staying connected with them. We are more than lucky to be in a time where we have FaceTime, we have text messaging. You could shoot a text to somebody like, hey, how's your day going? When you have some downtime, you could FaceTime them and actually see them face to face. And those things are awesome, and I think we take them for granted, because don't forget, just a few years ago, we couldn't do things like that. And I don't know how I would make it living in California if I didn't have FaceTime, or I couldn't send pictures and see what people were doing or receive pictures on like birthdays and stuff. I used to think that while I was feeling down, I would think if I reach out to my family and I talk to my family, it's just going to make me more sad, because I'm going to hear their voice and I'm going to miss them even more. But for me anyways, that wasn't true, because I started to realize it's better to at least feel like I'm connected to them than to just hide from the issue. So no matter what your situation is, don't hide from it, don't run from it, don't lock yourself in your room and just be sad. If you're feeling sad, put yourself out there, because that's how you're gonna meet people. And if you are meeting people and you don't feel comfortable with them or you don't like them, don't hang out with them just because you don't want to be alone, because that's not gonna help you either. And then I think my last tip of advice, maybe, and I don't even know if this is a good tip, so don't like kill me if this doesn't work out, but I have my friend Jill, she was telling me that on Bumble and certain apps, you can go on there and there's like a best friend side. So there's a dating side and then there's a best friend side, and you can look for friends in your area and you can like list the things that you like to do, and then if you find somebody who has things in common, you swipe right just like you would on a dating app. I've never tried it, so I can't say if it's good or not. If anybody has tried it, I would say put it in the comments below and tell me how your experiences are, because maybe I will try it if a lot of people are really successful at it. I'm not really into online dating. I don't really like using apps to meet up with people in general, so that's why I'm kind of wary of it. But, you know, I don't know, maybe it will work for you, maybe it won't, but I'm just throwing it out there. It is something that somebody suggested to me. Other than that, I would just say be in your moment. Loneliness, it does suck. Obviously, nobody wants to feel alone, but I'm sure you have people in your life that are there for you, and you just gotta lean on them until you find the right people. Keep looking. If you're going through a breakup and you feel alone because you just don't know how to handle not having that person in your life, it hurts and it sucks, but you're gonna find somebody great. Don't give up. There are a lot of times, I've been here for 2 years in California, there have been many times where I've been like, I just want to pack my bags and leave. Like, I'm ready to go. Literally, I'm gonna get my suitcase and leave. And then obviously I haven't done it, and I feel like, you know, the time passes and I'm like, okay, I'm actually fine here, and I've been growing as a person, and I'm very happy and appreciative of the opportunities that I have because I'm here, and I'm not ready to leave yet, so I'm not going to leave. You just have to do the best that you can with what you have. And if you're feeling like you're so lonely that it's becoming an issue and you're becoming depressed, maybe it's time to get a therapist. When I first came to California, maybe after being here for a few months, like close to a year, I went and saw somebody because I just wanted to process it, because I was thinking, I don't know if I want to move home, I don't know if I want to start grad school, I don't know what I want to do. And so I went and I talked to somebody, and they kind of went through it all with me, and we navigated it together because I didn't have anybody out here that could do that with me. I obviously have my uncle and I have some friends, but I just wanted somebody who could really help me that wasn't in the situation. If I could make it through, I know you could make it through. And I guess that's really all that I have, because unfortunately there's nothing that I could do to just fix it for you. If you're feeling alone, I can't just pop up at your house and say, hey, what's up? I'm here for you. But I do think that we all go through growing pains, and this is probably just one of yours if you're feeling lonely, and it will pass. You will eventually meet people. It's inevitable, whether it's at school, whether it's at work, whether it's at the painting class that you just started going to, whether it's on Bumble, on Best Friends, on whatever. You have no idea where, but you're gonna meet people and you're gonna start forming your groups. So just do the best that you can. If you feel sad, it's okay to feel sad. If you feel lonely, it's okay to feel lonely. But just make sure you keep getting up and you keep trying, and eventually it all works out. I don't know when, you know, I can't tell you in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month, but things work out the way that they're supposed to, and this is just a lesson that you're gonna have to learn right now. And so my best of luck is being sent to you, and I'm always here for you. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it gave you a little bit of encouragement. I know it doesn't fix anything, but maybe after this video, go FaceTime somebody that you love. FaceTime your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your best friend. FaceTime whoever, see their face, let them know how you're feeling, get it off your chest, start new, wake up tomorrow, and get into all the things that you've wanted to do for so long that you haven't, and really start to get to know yourself. Thank you so much for watching my video. It means a lot to me, and I will see you next time. Hopefully the lighting isn't horrible because I see it glaring in on me. Maybe I should black it out. Bye!